Hey, I'm here and I wish I was there and able to show you this in person, but we're going to walk through it, ask you a few questions, you'll collect a few points, and then we'll have you try a couple of these yourself. Um, the idea here is that we're looking at an equation that's in vertex form and we're drawing the graph of it. So if you studied Algebra 2 with me in the spring, we did some work with this, but we're going to take this from this method right here and give it a go. So your first step is to identify the vertex. And remember that the vertex we refer to as H and K. H is the X variable and K is the Y. I'm now just putting in the formal format so that we have it. All right. So it says that the H is the minus spot right here, and the K is what's written right here. So what do you think the vertex is for this? The correct answer is 2, -4. All right, so that's how this starts. Then what we're going to do is, it says make the table and then graph, but I apparently can't wait. So I'm going to go 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, -4 and put my vertex in. Okay. This gives me an idea of about what I would like to plug in. So if I know it's at 2, -4, I'm going to put that right here on the table, 2, -4. And this is going to help guide me to figure out what other numbers I should try. So I'm going to try 1 and I'm going to try 0. I'm going to try 3 and I'm going to try 4. All right, so you're going to make a table and you're going to plug these into the original equation. So for 0, I'm going to substitute 0 in. So instead of 2 times x minus 2, it's going to be 0 minus 2 squared minus 4. All right, and don't forget good old PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplying, dividing, adding and subtracting. And that's going to be our tip for what we work on first. So we look to see if there's any parentheses, and there is. So what is 0 minus 2? Hopefully you said -2. All right, so that takes care of the parentheses as far as anything happening inside them. Now we're going to check good old PEMDAS here, and we're going to say, do we have any exponents? Why, yes, we do. And so if you just type in -2 squared in a calculator, it's going to say that it's -4. If you want to use the calculator, you have to remember to put parentheses around it and put the squared on the outside. Because what is a negative times a negative? That's right, it's a positive. So what is -2 squared? Hopefully you said 4. All right. So now we have taken care of parentheses, exponents, multiplying. And remember that math people like to use parentheses to show multiplying. So we're going to do our multiplying. 2 times 4, which is 8. And then now, last but not least, we're going to do adding and subtracting. So 8 minus 4. So your answer is 4. All right, so in this table, we're going to say 0.04. So 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're starting to get an idea of how narrow or how wide this graph is going to be. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to plug in 1. So I'm going to get rid of this, all this good stuff. We're going to plug 1 in. Okay, so we'll do that also in purple. So we're going to have 2 and then 1 minus 2 squared minus 4. And we're still going to follow PEMDAS. So we're still going to take care of our parenthesis first. So what is 1 minus 2? Hopefully you said -1. That takes her to parentheses. Now we have to see what -1 squared is. What is -1 squared? Hopefully you said 1. So that takes care of exponent. There we're going to go 2 times 1 minus 4. And what will your final answer be for that? Hopefully you said -2. All right, so 1 and -2. So I'm going to 1 and I'm going down to -2. Now, technically, a parabola is symmetrical. So there should be a dotted line that goes down this graph, down, and that dotted line is the axis of symmetry or the line of symmetry, and it cuts it perfectly in half. So at this point, if you're comfortable, you can then use this as like a mirror to figure out where the other 2 points are. So if this was to the left 1 and up 2, then the other one is going to be to the right 1 and up 2. So that'll be here. And then this one is 2 to the left, and all the way up from this spot, it's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go to the right and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this would be the other part of it. Okay. So I would be okay with the idea of if you find 2 points on the one side, so that was 1, -2, and you draw in your line of symmetry, then you can, and it's not as easy as you think to draw a parabola, so be gentle with me. Just remember to put arrows on the end of it. Okay, so in the time that it took to do that, now I could look and I could be like, okay, so it was at 1, 2, 3, -2, and then it was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And my axis of symmetry is right here, and that's at the line x equals 2. The axis of symmetry is always the x value, but you do write it x equals 2 so that you get an actual line. So that's how you graph it by hand. I would get 2 points to the left, and then I'd use them to find the other 2 points to the right.